This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
There it is. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Check it out. Just move. If you got the nerve, lash out for your just desserts. It's not just a word. Some of y'all heads up in the cloud. I'ma bring y'all back to earth. It's black back to burn. Y'all talking about out your mouth. I'm not concerned, cause y'all got to learn. It's y'all turn like Detroit Red when his head had an ultra perm. The long walk to burn your bare heels, so throw on your boots. The game camouflage like army suits, but I can see it more clear cause I came with the coupe in here. Ring the alarm and form the troops. Send them out into the world, go to war on the flu. Eye to eye with the enemy you sworn to shoot. Now I'm coming at your neck, sick of hearing something wrong with me, wrong with you. When the cheek just way too smart to question. The enemy, the brothers of a dark complexion. The governments of the world is shark infested. They heavy on weaponry like Sharpton Heston, man. Look, it gets low, man. Low. Now I'm talking about. Get it.
Talking Heads with Naughty is sponsored by the Bahamas South Island Promotion Board, BTC, Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, the Cleveland Clinic, Dunkin' Donuts, Fidelity Bank Bahamas, Fine Threads, the Jeff Rogers Basketball Camp, John's Department Store, J.S. Johnson, Joker's Wild, KFC, the National Insurance Board, Naughty Johnny's, the Pan American Health Organization, and Tropical Gyros.
Once again, it's on the Thursday edition of Talking Heads right here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Your boy Naughty in your company right up until 6 p.m. And it is the Thursday edition of Talking Heads. The week kind of flew by this week. We was just on Monday. I don't know what happened. I don't mind. One step closer to the weekend, it's all good. But nonetheless, the week is zooming by. Hopefully you had a good work week. Not too much stress. School's out in most cases, so hopefully, the traffic run has eased up. But we're going to get you home in the right way. Let's leave your work stress at work. And make sure you have an enjoyable ride home. I got that brain teaser lined up for you. 323-6232, 325-4259. You know how to chime in on the phone lines. Text lines powered by BTC. They're wide open. 422-GR96, 422-4796. You can stream us live and take us wherever you want to go. GuardianTalkRadio.com. That's GuardianTalkRadio.com. Cable channel 969. BTC channel or Flow channel 612. So that's how you get it in. That's how you get it on. You know the deal. It's not that hard. All right? I'm going to jump right on in. Get the brain teaser out to you. Playing for Joker's Wild Party Passes. Great show over there at the Joker's Wild. Headliner Mike Rivera, America's Funniest Teacher. Voted America's Funniest Teacher 2 times. You know him from The View. Feature comedian Vien Pahamashen. For all my Filipinos out there in the 242, you need to come, get your laugh on. Yes, man. Funny dude right there. Actually a doctor as well. And then, of course, yours truly, right? So funny show from start to finish. 2 for 1 on all locals. So take advantage of that. Doors open at 8. Showtime is at 9. And, of course, the show runs Tuesday through Sunday over there at the Joker's Wild at the beautiful Atlantis between the Carl and the Beach Towers. All you need is your Vax card or your rapid antigen test, and you are good to go for the show. All right. So where do we begin? I got a couple of good questions for you, man. Yeah. I got a couple of options. But I want you to win. I stomped you for 2 days in a row now. I think so. Yeah. No, we had a winner yesterday. I lie. We had a winner yesterday. Yes, indeed. All right. So, Jeeves. Stop. Wait, what? Okay. This is a good one. Recent survey of 100 Bahamian phone owners, smartphone owners. Whatever your brand is cool. Recent survey of 100 Bahamian smartphone owners, 50 men, 50 women. Survey revealed, okay, that 56% of the people surveyed, or 56 out of 100, have done this once to their smartphone and never again, or once with their smartphone and never again. What is it? That's your mind-bending brain teaser you got between now and the top of the hour at 5 o'clock when the news starts to get your answers in. All right? You know how to chime in. On the phone lines, on the text lines. It's all good. That's how you get it in. That's how you get it on. Now, we'll move on to the headlines. Or the headliners. Who's making headlines in the 242? All brought to you, of course, by Fine Threads. And you need to check out Fine Threads. New arrivals in stock right now, and they got some great deals going on. All right? Great deals. So definitely check them out. And, of course, they got a great offer happening for you right now, too, at both Fine Thread locations. All right? You buy any full-price denim jean, all right? Any denim jean, full price. You're going to get the next one of equal or lesser value absolutely free. If you buy one full-price men's suit or men's suit package, you're going to get half off a boy's suit. So be sure to check out both Fine Thread locations. Great deals going on. Top of Hill, Mackey Street, the flagship store at the South Bay Shopping Plaza location. Both locations open for you Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Or simply check them out online, finethreads.com. But let's check out your headliners. Who's making headlines in the 242? What's blazing up the pages of the Nassau Guardian? News and views that matter since 1844. Big headline today. Big. I ain't just talking big. Mr. Producer, could we constitute that as being big? Not just big. That's big. That's big. Tension in the FNM. No duh. Minister accuses Sands of hostile, divisive acts. Hold on. And you all chime in and remind me if I'm wrong. Okay? But wasn't hostile, divisive tactics some of the same things that the former PM was accused of in certain aspects? Okay. Now, meanwhile, you have to look at this, you know. You have to look at this. In most societies, we have the Westminster system. When you lose an election, what is the leader actually supposed to do? Fall on the sword. Step down. Turn over leadership. Last time I saw it done, Mr. Ingram. That was that. And he won his seat also. By the hair of his chinny chin chin, but nonetheless, he won. But that same night they lost the election, he fell on the sword. It seems like Dr. Minnis does not want to go into that gentle political good night. Popularity rating is horrendous. I mean, party members have said it. So obviously, this is, you know, he's got to be being propped up and motivated to stay relevant. Mr. Pintard would definitely be wise to keep an eye on this. But again, I say, don't sleep on Mr. Pintard. I think a lot of people are not giving him enough credit. Sometimes, you know, when you just, you don't want, you know, sometimes you can't sleep on the semi-quiet, like, you know, look like they don't want to harm a fly kind of person. Don't sleep on that kind, all right? Them said this bite you in the butt sometimes, surprise you. Now, of course, you know, the BLP mouthpieces will definitely, and supporters, and in some cases they call them trolls, whatever. Of course, they're going to prop up this theory. The easiest thing for the PLP to do to get 2 terms in office is face an FNM led by Dr. Minnis again. New yellow tie, new white shirt, new blue jacket. That's all they need. Show up. That's 2 straight. So I think the F&M needs to get their house in order. Because if they want voters, especially disenfranchised voters and disenfranchised F&Ms who stayed away at the polls, they need to go ahead and clean house. Because this ain't impressing anybody, nor is it attracting anybody or gaining you any kind of traction. And a lot of airing of the dirty laundry ain't gonna get it done either. At some point, it's gonna have to get cleaned up. So chime in, let me know what you think. Okay. Naughty. I'm not a fan of Dr. Menace, but you ever watch a karate or kung fu movie and see them fall on a sword? It don't look like that's fun. That's what Hey, whoever this text is, but I had a long day. That was a good laugh. Thank you for that. I needed that. Hey, it don't look like fun, but they do it nonetheless. That's what I'm saying. No, all of y'all way off on the phones. All of y'all way off on the phone stuff. Yeah, a lot of y'all wrong, especially with the swimming and dropped it in water. A couple other headlines. What's going on? Sands, reorder budget to help NIB if you're not increasing rate. This is coming from F&M Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands. Story by Jasper Ward in today's Guardian. Chief Justice says factors beyond court's control slowing cases. Well, whatever it is, make them within your control to speed up cases because there is a backlog. Other headlines throughout the 242 in the dailies. Target states are sending guns. You know? I don't know. I really don't know. Got to shout out former member of the Zoo Crew, my good old friend Fandusky, the big Fandusky, always got us locked and loaded. Big up Fano and Tori and the crew always got us locked. But yeah, those are some of the headlines that are blazing up the pages of the dailies in the 242. We'll slide out of the headliners, all brought to you, of course, by Fine Threads, and get up into the buzz. Was buzzing locally and creating a buzz throughout the 242, all brought to you, of course, by John Shoes. And don't forget now, I got to remind you, John's, in addition to all of your footwear needs, fast fashions, your workwear, all of the accessories to go along with it. Don't forget, back to school will be coming up shortly. They now have home appliances and cookware available for you as well. So be sure to check them out, both locations, John's Plaza, Carmichael, and the flagship store over there on Rosetta today. Before we get to the buzz, let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Hey, no, they my brother.
What's going on, Double J?
Fine. Me words. Why go them had good shoes and why good shoes now? Your time now. Noddy, let me ask a question.
Yes, sir.
I go into my pension next year. I don't do my paperwork. So when I talk about 67, they mean the young people who just can start paying. That can't go for me who spend over $10 million of my money in
I think
government taxes.
I think it should.
I don't have to spend a dollar.
I think that should be your option. I think anybody who's been paying it, and I don't mean this disrespectfully when I say this, but anybody who's been paying it as long as you have, you should have the option that, hey, if you want to stop, now, and at the right age, or if you want to go the extra couple of years, that's on you. But I think, like you say, I agree. Anybody coming into the field now, that option of 67, right? That's fine. But if you've been, and if you 64 and a half, you need your money in 6 months, man. You ain't trying to wait another 2 years. I feel you. I understand.
No, I ain't 6 months. I want my money. And Mr. Road, Mr. Atney Ferguson and Common Boat, my money better be there. Trust me. My money better be there. That's all I can say. I contributed. My money better be there. Be tired. You want to enforce the payments. I would take my comment, brother.
All right, my brother JJ. And listen, that's we got to keep an eye on that, We got to see what that pans out, man. Let me know once you get straight, all right? And I'm rooting for you to get straight, ASAP. God knows. Let me check the text lines. Naughty. Menace is an inarticulate embarrassment to the Bahamas and the outside world. He mispronounces words. Accelerate comes as exhilarate, and disingenuous comes out as disingenuous. It was a total fluke he became PM. He was unprepared for the job and 100% unqualified. He caused the F&M to have 2 conventions, hoping he could maneuver his way back as leader. He refused to honor the Westminster tradition of stepping down when he lost. He is a total disgrace. He don't even attend council meetings. How do you really feel? But there are a faction at F&M that's just totally disgruntled. I think there's a ton of them that's been on the sidelines that didn't vote, that's been disenfranchised, and are now just like saying, okay, hold on, let me rejoin the fray. Let me see if I can speak some sense into this party. Because there's too many factions pulling left, right, and center. And there's too many people talking that are turning people off of the F&M. So they got their work cut out for them. And no matter, the message that their leader has, and as young and vibrant, as dynamic and, innovative as he may be, he may not be getting the full attention of people because every time they hear the former PM talk and his minions all over social media talking out of the side of their neck, just regurgitating rhetoric, and with zero objectivity, here we are. And again, like I said, the PLP very smart with what they're doing with their social media minions. Very smart. They fan in the flames, no pun intended. Because if you going in to fight, you want to fight the weakest opponent, right? Or the one you feel you could beat the easiest, right? That's just a no-brainer. That's just part of, self-preservation. Let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Godly days of this dark in the West, along with you, Naughty. This is Bremen.
What's going on, my brother Bremen? How are you?
I'm holding. I want to say something. You're talking about people with, or the PLP with their words, right? The thing is, the Minister of Health got to govern his words. He got to think before he speak, because I heard him say that basically, what you call those people that, what they call crazy? What do you call them again?
I mean, what do you want me to use? You want me to use slang, or you want me to use some actual, proper terms?
But anyhow.
Loopy, crazy, two sandwiches short of a picnic basket, one beer short of a 6-pack. The lights don't go on all over the way. The elevator don't go to the top floor. That works?
They got a professional name for that.
Well, then, okay, if you want me to use a professional name, which one? Schizophrenic, bipolar, mental illness.
Say it again?
Mental illness.
Okay, let's go with mental illness.
That's a broad enough one. That should cover what you're trying to get at.
Yeah, right. Now,
because I don't want to be, insensitive to folks that have issues like that.
Yeah. Okay. My point is, the Minister of Health got to choose his words properly, because what he is saying is they have the rights also. But they doesn't have the right to be assaulting people or coming on people's premises and destroying people's premises, okay? And coming on people's premises, when you ask them to leave, they don't want to leave. Not only that, when their family or friends put them up to do things, they do stupid things, and you call the police, and the police doesn't do anything. So what I am saying is, right, the Minister of Health got to choose his word, and if he disapproves of what I'm saying, somebody tell him to check a central police station with the reports I have in there pertaining to one. So take your time, Mr. Minister. I respect you as a doctor, but choose your words properly. If you want to say what you had said, you get people to control those people, or you control them. But other people have the rights also, and other people ain't going to stand up for them to assault them or destroy their premises and get nothing for it. Thank you, Naughty.
All right, Bremen, be safe, okay? Let me go back to the text lines. Boy, the buzz hot today. All brought to you, of course, by John Shoes. Naughty, anytime I see Dr. Minnis, I hear Celine Dion singing that song from the Titanic movie. Because I feel like we was on the Titanic. Okay. I don't know. Okay, you just sent this one in too. Okay, I just saw this one pop up. Naughty, here's a conspiracy theory. What if Florida is so jealous of tourism, of our tourism industry, They're intentionally trying to destroy it by sending lots of guns into our country from Florida gun stores. I don't know. I don't know if I buy into that one. Because I don't think they just come from Florida. I think they come from other states. I think you got to look at, let me put it like this. Bahamians who you ain't seen in a while. who had that shady, record. If they ain't in jail and they ain't in Freeport, they may be in some of these states. That's all I'm saying. You got to look. I don't think it's just one state. I think it's a multiple states. There is a market for it. And just like anywhere else, locals and foreigners will take advantage of the market. And we need to cut it off because at the end of the day, we're losing too many young people, especially young males between 18 and 25, 18 and 30, to violence and gun violence. Last time I checked, we do not manufacture guns here in the Bahamas anywhere. But we got a whole heck of a lot amount of guns. Let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Yeah, Naughty, this is Berman again.
No
According to the guns, right?
Yeah, man.
That person shouldn't make that kind of statement in which you read a while ago. This is what you read. The thing is, what people does, right? Those boats, what goes to the United States, right? And when they come back with the what you would call those people that would offload them?
Stevedores? Stevedores?
Stevedores. Right. What happened, right? They just take the guns them off the boats, okay? And they've been already planned to come here and not from Americans, okay? Those are people with works on those boats, bring them here, and they sell them, okay? And so you shouldn't just put it on America.
That ties to my point that I said, Bremen. I don't know if you heard it. I said you have opportunistic locals and foreigners that will take advantage of the illegal and illicit money that can be made in this kind of trade.
Yes, and the thing is, some people that say here in the Bahamas, they came from off those yachts. They not only came from off the yachts if they want to say that. I'm telling you something, what I know. Okay? So our people got to learn to be decent with their comments. Thank you.
All right, Braven. Thanks for yours again, man. Naughty, we privatizing a lot of things, and maybe we should privatize the prison. Maybe we should privatize it, let the Chinese deal with it, because no one wants to go to a Chinese prison. Okay. And on that bad joke, I want to go to the break. Great time in there, Mr. Producer. We're going to take a fresh break right here on Talking Heads, Thursday edition. Wrapping up the buzz, all brought to you, of course, by John Shoes. On the flip side of the break, we'll check out the global warming. We're heating up the planet in 60 seconds or less. All brought to you, of course, by KFC Nassau. Then we get up into my Dunkin' Donuts coffee break, and I'll open up the phone lines. And we got lots to talk about today, man. Lots of things buzzing, lots of people chiming in, and some good conversations on the flip side of the break. It's all coming up, Talking Heads, as we continue right after this.
Get ready for more iced coffee temptations at Dunkin'. More delectable aromas and more exciting flavors, so you can get more refreshment from every cup. Enjoy the flavors of butter roasted pecans and sweet cream combined with Dunkin' Original Blend Iced Coffee. Or try our Cake Batter Signature Latte, combining smooth, rich espresso with a spoon-licking good cake batter flavor, topped with whipped cream, mocha drizzle, and rainbow sprinkles for a party in every cup. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then fine threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, wanna step out and look great, then fine threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. Is your place. Is your place.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
We know how important collecting your money can be to the success of your business. Start your relationship with Fidelity today so that we can show you the many options available to you with our merchant services. From click and pay options online to merchant terminals and e-commerce options. We're here to help your business succeed. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit any of our branches.
We're good for you.
Do you know that it's not necessary to renew your NIB Smart Card when the date on the card has expired? That's right. Renewal is not required for children ages 0 to 15 or adults ages 16 to 59 years old. Persons who may apply to renew their NIB card include seniors turning 60 years old, children turning 16 years old, persons whose cards have been lost, damaged, or stolen, first-time Bahamian and permanent resident adults. Non-Bahamians may apply and will be issued a verification letter. For more information on NIB Smart Card renewal, go to nib-bahamas.com or visit our Facebook and Instagram pages today. This message is sponsored by the National Insurance Board.
Need to satisfy your late-night munchies? KFC drive-thrus are open and frying until midnight every night of the week. Whether you're craving juicy KFC chicken, fries, and biscuit, or one of our signature KFC sandwiches, we've got you covered with 100% KFC flavor. Get some late-night vibes and take a ride to your neighborhood KFC for after-dark satisfaction. Last call to get fueled by KFC fried chicken is midnight. Late-night cravings at KFC Nassau. It's finger-licking good.
Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM continue right now. And it's 4:44 p.m. Let me check the text lines real quick. Marty, I actually agree with Brayman. Just because persons are mentally ill does not excuse them from causing harm to the public. The government is responsible to have them put somewhere to get appropriate care, and the police needs to come and assist with securing these persons and getting them to the help that they desperately need. I've had an incident with these supposed mentally ill persons begging on the streets and sometimes getting angry at you or others when you don't give them money, like banging on your car or making noise and getting all up in your face. I get where you're going. Let's go to the phone lines real quick. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this? Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Good afternoon, Marty.
My brother, what's going on?
Right there, buddy. I know what your thoughts again. But anyhow, I hear you mention Dr. Minnis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'll say this.
I was talking about the tensions in the F&M, meaning they got a lot of camps at war. They need to, circle the wagons, get unified, and figure out what they can do, because it's not enticing or appealing to the public.
I want to comment on two things, right?
Go right ahead.
I first want to be there for the F&M. Dr. Minnis never had a chance of being the leader of that party. Now, if you look at the history, when the first, when the leader who won the first election for them stepped down, never they want Dr. Minnis to be the leader. Okay? Then when he stepped down, he tried to put somebody else to be the leader. If you recall, another individual to be the leader. He tried that. That didn't work. Now he going back to someone else again. In other words, long as they keep running from out in instead of the party stay in with who's selected to be the leader, and people keep forming like a little coup, that's gonna be a problem with the FNM.
So you're saying that, former juggernaut politicos and high-ranking politicians got their fingers in the too many cooks in the kitchen?
You got me.
And too many cooks spoiling the soup?
Huh?
Too many cooks spoiling the soup? Is
Yeah,
that what it is?
yeah,
Or we
you
got
see,
we got some dudes playing their power cards, the power brokers, calling it out because they have things that they need to get done and special interests they need to get covered.
Yeah, you come a little kind of low, but I could try to hear you.
I said, are they trying to pull a power play and play their power cards because of their pedigree and their hierarchy in the party because of past achievements to take care of perceived special interests?
You got it, because what is happening, hey, I is the one who bring this F&M party on the scene. And now who should be the next man in line for leader? I could pick that.
Right.
That is the problem there. And it's going on and on.
I gotta agree with you because you seem to see it in all phases of politics, even on both sides of the political divide, yellow and red. A lot of people want to hang on to it long past its prime. You gotta sometimes let some new blood
They
come
don't
in
want
and
back
take
on
the
the
reins.
side, and, that's the problem. And long as that there, see the fella, the chairman, he come in there, I think they want him to be the leader. I like it. I very like the chairman. I think he has something to offer. But people ain't want him the leader. But Dr. Minnis was elected the leader, and instead of they try to help out Dr. Minnis, they try to goosey him, and that's
But
the
isn't that a scenario of he had like two swords hanging over his head? One that like you said, they never wanted him. They gooseyed him, gave him a hard time, and because maybe he had to face so much of this, he also became kind of hostile and divisive in his own maneuvering, and ended up snubbing some people and rubbing people the wrong way due to his which led to his unpopularity.
Yeah, but see, the popularity is one thing. But what I'll say, if you don't know, it's a way to sit down and just talk with him and help him out. Help him out, so that he could have done what he did. But then anyhow, that's what I seen happening there with that party. And like I say, long as the older fellas don't back out the way and let things be things, and they go always have a problem. There's going to be an issue with them. But the next thing I wanted to say, with this 14-day notice for these people up Carmichael Road on that land.
Shouldn't that be up by now?
Yeah, man. I think tomorrow should be the 14 days. You see, in this country, we talk a lot. Some people only understand action. Some nationalities only understand action. What I see happening, they got all kind of road cut off, Carmichael Road, Park Road this way. You drive that way, and one is there, and you look at them as Park Road, and buildings going up. Buildings are going up. And I hope, what's his name, Mr. Wayne Monroe, he's the National Security Minister. I hope he do his job. That will go a long way for him to nip these things in the bud before they get out of hand. You see how all that trees going down there? Somebody had to know those trees was getting cut.
Yeah.
Now,
and that was happening for a little while before, I guess, people made mention of it.
Nobody act until, way down until they start. Now, it could be a shanty town coming there. No, how you could just go on the property and just build? No infrastructure. I had to buy my land. How you could just go and do that foolishness?
Boy.
Mr. Monroe, I say to you, nip this in the bud before it if you got to lock up some people, knock down those buildings and whatever they got there, because I sure they ain't get no, to be on that rail field. But if you don't do nothing, more buildings is going to go up there, and we can sit right by, some people only understand action. We need to stop talking and do what you got to do. If you even got to lock up some of them, do what you got to do. Thanks for taking my call.
All right, my brother. Always a pleasure to hear from you. Be safe,
yeah.
now. Naughty, let me check the text lines. Naughty, and first of all, let me say we got to get up into the global warming. We're seeing up the planet in 60 seconds or less. All brought to you, of course, by KFC NASA. We're going to get right into that. But and then I get to the text lines when I open it up with my Dunkin' Donuts coffee break. So let's jump in right now and get into the global warming. We're seeing up the planet in 60 seconds or less. All brought to you, of course, by KFC NASA. And don't forget, KFC NASA drive-thrus, all of them, open until midnight now, Monday through Sunday. Monday through Sunday, all KFC NASA locations open until midnight. Opening and frying until midnight. So now you got ample opportunity to get your finger licking on at your favorite KFC location, all right? And I'll be honest with you. If you haven't tried one already, try one of those original chicken sandwiches. The Colonel's original chicken sandwiches. 11 herbs and spices are off the chain. Get it by itself. Get it as a combo. It's all good. All right. And it's available for you for takeout, drive-through, and delivery with the Craven app at your favorite KFC location. All right. With that being said, let's jump in. You remember Fantasia? Fantasia Barrino celebrates her 37th birthday today. All right. Remember, she won American Idol back in 2004 when she was only 20. All right. So big up to Fantasia. Mike Tyson is 56 today. And as you know by now, R. Kelly has been sentenced to 30 years in prison after a jury found him guilty of exploiting and sexual trafficking women and children for years. And speaking of from R. Kelly to Woody Allen, the irony. Oh, the irony. Woody Allen was interviewed by Alec Baldwin on his Instagram account. Woody says his next film will be shot in Paris and that could be the end of his career as a lot of the thrill is gone. Amazon Prime Video named Fox Sports Charissa Thompson as host for its pregame, halftime, and postgame coverage surrounding its Thursday night football telecast, and that's the NFL football telecast. Jodie Foster and Kylie Reese are set to star in a new season of True Detective on HBO. Miranda Lambert is expected to tell everyone that her mom, Beverly June Lambert, who was diagnosed with breast cancer last September, is now cancer-free. What else is going on? Buffalo Bills co-owner Kim Pegula, 53, is progressing well and rehabilitating following a health issue. 2 weeks ago, they announced she was receiving medical care as a result of some unexpected health issues. Pegula has been the co-owner of the Bills since 2014, when she purchased the franchise with her husband, Terry, for more than $1 billion. The pair also own the NHL's Buffalo Sabres, making Pegula the first woman to become the president of both an NFL and NHL team. That's what you call some girl power right there. All right? And that's a wrap right there on your global warming. We'll see another planet in 60 seconds or less. All brought to you, of course, by KFC NASA. Let's go to the phone lines real quick before I get to the break. And on the flip side of the break, we'll take that Dunkin' Donuts coffee break, and I'll open up the lines and check the text lines real quick. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Hey, what's up, Nutty?
What's going on, bro?
Hey, I think I missed something early this morning. I heard on Dwight's show this morning, but I missed it. I heard him mention something about James Harden. What's going on with him?
James Harden opted out of his contract with the Philadelphia 76ers. We'll be going into detail in it in the 5 o'clock hour, so keep listening out. But he opted out with the Sixers, turned down, I think, $56.7 million. But now he has an opportunity to sign a 5-year deal at the max, possibly. So, with the Sixers or with somebody else who will give other teams can't give him as much as the Sixers, who could probably give him like $250 over 5. But he could still get a lucrative deal in that same neighborhood, you know, high 190s, low 2-somethings from other teams as well. So he has opted out. Let's see if he returns to the Sixers or if he ends up elsewhere. And now KD requesting to be traded. I'm telling you, all the prima donnas come into life in the NBA.
KD need to come back to Golden State.
Yeah.
Or go to Miami.
Yeah, I'm hearing both of those locations are on the map, and possibly the Lakers too, so you never know. But the Lakers going to be in any conversation now just because that's just sports. Anybody see
him and LeBron wouldn't be able to coexist.
Yeah, I know. I wish they'd trade LeBron for him straight up.
Yeah,
then I can come back out of exile. But anyway, yeah, that's it. Harden opted out.
Okay.
That was basically it. All right, brother. Be safe. Take care. Always good to hear from you. All right. So with that being said, we'll take that quick break. And on the flip side of the break, I'll take my Dunkin' Donuts coffee break. Check the text lines. Get to your answer for your mind-bending brain teaser, and get you ready for the 5 o'clock hour. Great start to the first hour right here on Talking Heads. Everybody who chimed in, good stuff. Keep it right where you got it.
Need to satisfy your late-night munchies? KFC drive-thrus are open and frying until midnight every night of the week. Whether you're craving juicy KFC chicken, fries, and biscuit, or one of our signature KFC sandwiches, we've got you covered with 100% KFC flavor. Catch some late-night vibes and take a ride to your neighborhood KFC for after-dark satisfaction. Last call to get fueled by KFC fried chicken is midnight. Late-night cravings at KFC Nassau. It's finger-licking good.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. Whatever the occasion, John's is confident you will find what you're looking for among our always growing collection of amazing and trendy styles. We cover women, men, children, the whole family. Together with John's great prices and helpful and friendly customer service, your experience in shopping with us will be time well spent. Too busy to come in store? Shop with us online. www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on in today at John's, where we put fashion at your feet.
When I got prostate cancer, my family didn't know if I was going to live. At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, within days, I got an appointment. They presented me with treatment options, and we set up a robotic prostatectomy. When my scans came back, there are no signs of cancer. They don't see you as a number, they see you as a part of the family. I'm going on with my life. It's a real gift.
Call us at Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
That's right, boys and girls. Get ready to play basketball at the 34th Annual Jeff Rogers Basketball Camp, July 4th through July 29th at the Kendall J. Isaacs Gym, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. daily. So parents, get your boys and girls ages 5 through 18 registered now. Applications available at the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, Tonic Williams Darling Highway, and at the registration desk at Campsite Kendall J. Isaacs Gym. Special appearances by NBA players, legends, and coaches. So get your boys and girls registered now, ages 5 through 18, for the 34th Annual Jeff Rogers Basketball Camp, July 4th through July 29th.
Get ready for more with the new Tomato Pesto Grilled Cheese Sandwich at Dunkin'. More delicious ingredients and more vibrant new flavors, so you can get more out of every moment. The Dunkin' Tomato Pesto Grilled Cheese Sandwich features oven-roasted tomatoes, pesto spread, and melted cheddar cheese, sandwiched between two slices of authentic toasted sourdough bread. For flavors that are bold and bright, the Dunkin' Tomato Pesto Grilled Cheese Sandwich is tomato pesto perfection. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
Talking Heads continues right here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM as I slide up into my Dunkin' Donuts coffee break and I get you ready for the news. Got to remind you people, oh my goodness, some good things popping at Dunkin'. Get ready for more iced coffee temptations at Dunkin'. Butter pecan iced coffee is back with the tasty flavors of butter roasted pecans and sweet cream, along with the Dunkin' Original Blend iced coffee. It is all good. Trust me when I tell you, it is all G-O-O-D good. All right? And like I said, I'm waiting on you, along with the donuts and your favorite sandwiches. All right? At your favorite Dunkin' location. Downtown Bay Street, Paradise Island, Palmdale, Burnett Road with the drive-thru, East Street South with the drive-thru. All right? And then, of course, you got Carmichael, the newest location. And then pre-clearance, post-clearance at the airport. So ample opportunity for you, to be running on Dunkin'. No excuse for you not to be running on Dunkin'. All right? And let me check the text lines real quick. Because obviously, we got to check them. Got some people still chiming in. Naughty, the Dr. Minnis era is over. That's it, and that's that. He had his time, and he treated the people too bad. Ain't nobody goosing him. For all of the persons propping him up, they need to stop. Naughty, I don't see how come people did not take the Tommy Turnquest, but didn't take the Tommy Turnquest, but let Minnis BPM. Okay, I had to read. I had to read it how you typed it there real quick. All right, yeah, I see what you're saying. I still don't see how come people did not take the Tommy T, but let Minnis BPM. Nor do you think we should bring Papa back? If Biden could be president at 80, Papa could come back. See, there you all go again. Y'all just like stirring stuff. Hey. I don't like spinning it. Naughty, the F&M cannot move forward as long as he is still in Parliament as a member. Obviously, who is he? Who are you referring to? Text me back. Okay, obviously, Dr. Minnis. Naughty, going forward, I'll refer to Dr. Minnis as Dr. Trainwreck. Okay, thanks. How do y'all really feel, though? I mean, there's still a strong sense of low appeal when it comes to Dr. Minnis, publicly. I'm just looking at the text, and a lot of y'all seem like, you're on that run. So why is it so hard for the Minnesota and the Minnesota supporters to get it through to where it needs to be? You might need to try a different approach. And you know something, when you look at it, all right? When you look at it, this taking a kind of a turn like the previous go-round. If you remember now, when he was leader of the opposition and they gave the vote of no confidence and so on and so forth, and Loretta came in and she had a crew, he kind of got the sympathy going. And that kind of swelled for him a little bit. And that kind of gave him some momentum. And I think this is what they're trying to do right now. Play the sympathy vote. Everybody's picking on me. Dr. Sign's playing dirty. And they need a fair So just watch it play out. You definitely got to keep an eye on it. All right? There is a method to all of this madness. There you have it. There's some rap right there in your first hour of Talking Heads. Good stuff for everybody who chimed in. We're going to take a quick break. On the flip side of the break, we're going to get up into the news. And on the back side of the news, we'll be talking sports. Our special guest in studio, the Minister of Youth, Sports, and Culture, Mr. Mario Boleg. We'll have a great conversation with him coming up. Excited to have him in studio. And that's all coming up right after this, right here on Talking Heads.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
There it is. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Check it out. Just move. If you got the nerve, lash out for your just desserts. It's not just a word. Some of y'all heads up in the cloud. I'ma bring y'all back to earth. It's black back to burn. Y'all talking about out your mouth. I'm not concerned, cause y'all got to learn. It's y'all turn like Detroit Red when his head had an ultra perm. The long walk to burn your bare heels, so throw on your boots. The game camouflage like army suits, but I can see it more clear cause I came with the coupe in here. Ring the alarm, inform the troops. Send them out into the world, go to war on the fluke. Eye to eye with the enemy you sworn to shoot. Now I'm coming at your neck, sick of hearing something wrong with me, wrong with you. When the cheat just way too smart to question. The enemy, the brothers of a dark complexion. The governments of the world is shark infested. They heavy on weaponry like Charlton Heston, man. Look, it gets low, man. Low. Now I'm talking about. Get it.
Talking Heads with Naughty is sponsored by the Bahamas South Island Promotion Board, BTC, Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, the Cleveland Clinic, Dunkin' Donuts, Fidelity Bank Bahamas, Fine Threads, the Jeff Rogers Basketball Camp, John's Department Store, J.S. Johnson, Joker's Wild, KFC, the National Insurance Board, Naughty Johnny's, the Pan American Health Organization, and Tropical Gyros.
Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Continues. We're up into the 5 o'clock hour. And of course, like I said, we're going to have a great conversation with the Minister of Youth, Sports, and National and Culture, Mr. Mario Boleg, in short order. He's going to be part of my interview in the 5 o'clock hour. But I got to get a couple of things out of the way. First and foremost, a lot of you inquired. Listen, you did a great job at the trivia. You were all wrong. I said that, cell phone users, smartphone users, 50 men, 50 women, all Bahamians, did this once to their cell phone and never again. You all said drop it in water, catch a virus, all kind of good answers. None of y'all said the actual correct answer, which was set the voice note recording once and never change it ever again. From they got the phone, whatever voice note you hear when the voice messages come on, that's the original. They ain't never changed it. Yeah, y'all were good today, but not good enough. Got you again. Try me again tomorrow. All right, so So we'll wait for Pearlie to chime in. He'll be chiming in short order. All right. So we're definitely going to have a conversation with him and have him chime in as well. But like I said, we got to get it started how we always do with Today in Sports. Obviously brought to you by Naughty Johnny's. Well-weather trip out there to the Old Fort Shopping Plaza on Monday through Friday. Great for lunch and dinner. Then on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, great for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All right, so definitely check that out. Breakfast starting at 9 a.m. And don't forget happy hours each and every Wednesday and Friday out there at Naughty Johnny's. All right, well worth the trip out there to the Old Fort Shopping Plaza. Like I always say, go check them out. Give them a call. See what they got lined up for you, all right? Because they always got good things going on at Naughty Johnny's. 377-7776. All right, so we're looking at Today in Sports, all brought to you by Naughty Johnny's. And like I said, lots to look at. Because this was a big day in sports history. Today is the 30th of June. Lots of things popped off today. And now my internet went out. Anyway, I get it back up for you in a minute. But like I said, it is brought to you by Naughty Johnny's. Like I said, June 30th, 2022 is today's date. And on this day in 1962, the Los Angeles Dodgers, Sandy Koufax pitched his first no-hitter in a game with the New York Mets. In 1970, the Cincinnati Reds moved to their new home at Riverfront Stadium. 1978, Willie McCovey hit his 500th career home run. In 1984, the longest professional football game took place in the USFL. The Los Angeles Express beat the Michigan Panthers 27-21 after 93 minutes and 33 seconds. And in 1994, the U.S. Figure Skating Association stripped Tonya Harding of her 1994 national championship and banned her from the organization for life for an attack on rival Nancy Kerrigan. And today's sports quote, "If you trained hard, you'll not only be hard, you'll be hard to beat." Herschel Walker. Boy, how ironic is that quote? How's Herschel doing these days? So, anyhow, we'll wait for Pearlie to zoom in, but right now, it's time to get up into the local sports scene. And, of course, you know what I'm talking about. It's all brought to you, of course, by Burger King Nassau. And it's the home court. And it's all about that zesty Whopper at Burger King Nassau. And let me tell you, we tried it already here earlier in the week. It is all good, and you got to try one for yourself. Saucy, crunchy, and full of flavor, flame-grilled beef, crispy chicken, or plant-based waiting on you at your favorite Burger King Nassau location. Get it by itself, get it as a combo, all right? But it's waiting on you, like I said, at your favorite Burger King location for takeout, drive-thru, and delivery with the Craven app. And definitely no better person to have on the home court with me talking all things local sports. I'd like to welcome to the show and appreciating him getting here because I know he's supposed to be here before, but scheduling conflicts. And I understand being a minister is a very tedious and busy job. So I want to welcome the Minister of Youth, Sports, and National Culture to my show, to Talking Heads, Mr. Mario Bowleg. Good to see you.
See you, yeah, man. Good to be here.
And I'm going to try to keep it as professional as I can because I got to do the disclaimer. You're a friend from way back, so I don't want to slide into Mario. So, Minister Bowleg, how are you? Good to see you.
I'm great, man. I'm happy to be here. It's been a while. I should have been here a long time.
But it's all good. Better late than never.
Yes,
and,
indeed.
And I know you've been busy, and I've seen a lot of things going on. And I know you had to get in with this new administration and figure out what was going on. And then and what I liked and what I noticed, you took a step back, you formulated a plan and said, okay, these are the directions that I'm going to go in, and I'm going to maximize what we got so far. A couple of things off the top, we got the relays back. We're looking to bring them back.
Yeah, we're still in the process. I'll be heading to Oregon next month with a team to finalize our pitch for the World Relays. I think the first pitch was done during the Carifta in Jamaica, when myself and the Prime Minister would have met with Lord Coe, who's the president of World Athletics.
And for some of you sports fans, Minister Bowleg is referring to Lord Sebastian Coe, former world champion and medalist in the 800 meters and the 400 meters for Great Britain.
Yes. And so things is going in the right direction now. We strongly believe, and we got enough confidence to know that we will be able to finish the last leg in Oregon to be able to secure it. And we'll know that by October, December of this year.
All right. And then that'll be on the books for 2023 or 2024?
2024.
2024. So that gives us time to get prepared and make it a wow factor again.
Definitely. Because we have to do a lot of repairs to the present stadium. The track has been already tested by World Athletics, and it's need to be repaired. It's not up to standard. The track in Grand Bahamas is much better. As you know, we have knockout champions coming in August. And so it gives us sufficient time to really do the work necessary for that stadium to prepare it for a world-class competition.
Would it be good now to possibly look like in the United States to have the stadium branded? So, with that money that you make, with all the events that are coming, the branding rights will pay for the repairs.
That is something that's been coming up very often recently. And as something one of the former ministers said to me, that's something we really should look at. So we haven't shed the door on that as yet, but it's something that we are looking at because the maintenance of that facility is definitely high. And once someone put their name branding on that, then we know that they will pump the money to keep it at that level. But what's more important, too, once you get that facility up to standard, is ensuring that you have the activities to keep going in that.
The schedule and the calendar of events.
Exactly. And so that's something we're looking at now to try to ensure that we don't stay home and wait for events to come to us, but we go and find the events and make sure that the events are there on a 52-week calendar rotation.
If you look at, and I've always been amazed by this, but if you look at in San Antonio, especially with the Alamo Dome, you know that every year they got the Texas State Rodeo that comes in there for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So you know that the Spurs are going to be on the road for 3 weeks, but up until then, that Alamo Dome is booked with a ton of events around that rodeo and around other events. And it's a great calendar. And I think if we could adopt our own calendar that's filled with events from track and field to baseball to soccer to football to basketball, Bahamians will make that an epicenter out there for sports. And you can definitely look at getting heads in beds as well, because people will now want to travel to tournaments in the Bahamas.
Very much so. Everyone wants to come to the Bahamas. Even when I was involved in the Federation, Basketball Federation, I was approached by the president of FIBA Americas, and they always wanted me to host one of the highest level of competition, which was the Americas Championships in the Bahamas, because of our proximity so close to America. And it's almost like a central hub for most of the other Caribbean and South Central American countries. So we have the look, we have the attraction. We just need to make sure our facilities remain up to standard, and definitely persons will want to come here and play.
I think that's something that we need to tap into. We do have the facilities within the region, especially with like swimming and water polo as well. We definitely need to, if not, even if we don't have teams in some of these events, still be the host nation for a lot of these events going on, because we still have the facilities that can actually service the disciplines, and it's advantageous for us. I mean, the baseball stadium, whenever we do get that open, we need to see regional tournaments here from the Caribbean.
Yeah, I think right now we are anticipating the hope that would be finished by year end, which is December. But the greatest concern about that is the field. When you begin to pack the field, you want to make sure that field, the rain beats on it, it packs.
Right.
And you keep packing it, and you keep packing it before you put the cover on the top of the field for it to set. And so you don't want to rush that.
No.
Because you spend millions of dollars in that facility, and you want that to be a world-class facility for the best of the best at the highest level in baseball that want to come and appreciate it and want to say, hey, that's one of the best fields you can play on, and that's in the Bahamas. And then that opens the door for many events to come here for baseball.
Right, and I think once you get it finalized, then you can market it accordingly moving forward.
Yeah.
We got to get it finished.
Yeah, even that is one of the facilities who also can be branded, and I don't think you would have once someone come in and see the quality of that facility. You would hope that at some point some of those minor leagues. Why can't we have a minor league that can come from the Bahamas or have the Bahamas as its host? That can happen. And so we just need to make sure that facility maintain itself and is prepared in the proper way, that it stay world class and attract the necessary economic impact that we want to see come through sports.
Now, speaking of sports, this weekend we got our national team in action, correct?
Indeed.
And we got Buddy going to actually be out there, and some of the other members that should be there. Got some texts coming in. And let's just talk about that. Obviously, we need to qualify, but then I got a couple of questions, after you comment on this weekend's, national team performance.
Yeah.
And qualifying round.
Well, right now they have two games. One is tomorrow they'll be playing U.S. Virgin Islands in U.S. Virgin Islands. They beat U.S. Virgin Islands on neutral ground earlier last year. But right now, both of them, Bahamas has the lead on Virgin Islands because they haven't won a game. But if we can win that game tomorrow in the U.S. Virgin Islands, we automatically qualify for the World Cup.
All right, and then
but if you lose that, you got to come home and beat Dominican, which you have beaten before in their own hometown. So this Bahamas plays Dominican and Virgin Islands very good. So the possibility of splitting one of these or winning both, the chances are great to me.
So if we get it done against the U.S. Virgin Islands, we qualify. We still have to play Dominican Republic, correct?
Yeah, we still got to play Dominican Republic because we got to finish. Even if Virgin Islands,
got to play the pool.
Yeah, and then you always remember when you have to finish strong in your pool because when you advance, it determines what pool you goes in at the next round, and you try to make sure you put yourself in a pool that you can get out. But if you finish to the bottom of this pool, you then find yourself with some big guns in the next round, which you may end up with people like United States, Argentina, and Brazil all in one pool when you're talking about going to the world level. So you have to make sure you just finish strong and try to win both games. Now, the team is going to change somewhat, from my understanding, that what will be played in U.S. Virgin Islands when they come
Maybe
home.
different to the DR.
Yeah, because you have, it's a different lineup. U.S. Virgin Islands is much smaller, quicker. And then you have some guys home here unable to go to U.S. Virgin Islands because of visa problems. And so say some of the better players like Dominic Bridgewater is home, then
Right.
Rod Knowles, And so when you add those, that's 6'11", and then that's your starting point guard to the home game here in Dominican Republic, who's not in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Then you expect to see a different outcome. You hope to see the same outcome, which is a victory.
Right.
But I think the team home will be stronger than it is in USVI.
All right, we got my co-host Earl the Pearl chiming in with me now. He's in via Zoom, so pretty good to hear from you, man. We got him in, Mr. Producer? Purdy, you got us or you got us on mute?
Right there.
All right. So listen, we're talking with Minister Boleg. I think you were privy to the conversation.
How are you today, sir?
I'm great, and yourself?
Can't complain.
I guess the Dodgers won yesterday, so things must be good.
Oh, yes, we did. We surely did.
I know I wanted Earl to be in case he had any questions to chime in with. But Minister Boleg, something that's important that I ask, and I'm not being critical when I say this because I know there's extenuating circumstances in putting the best team together that we could possibly put. So I'm not trying to be critical. I'm trying to kind of get to a solution there because I look at the talent we have and I'm sitting there. I'm a basketball fan.
Yeah.
I'm a fantasy football guru. When I see this, I'm like, wow, we got Buddy at the 2. We got DeAndre at the center, and Cry Jones, and then you got Bridgewater, who you just mentioned. Yeah. I'm like, that's a lot of height, that's a lot of length, that's a lot of athletic ability, a lot of long wingspans. It's gonna be hard to score on us. You can space the floor, So forgive me for being the coach, the coach in my brain that I think I am. But why can't we get it together?
It is not the fact that we can't get it together. I think what Bahamian is not aware of is the rules and regulations as relates to FIBA when it comes to national teams. For example, but the Bahamas have so many players that born out of the country inside the United States, intentionally by their parents, but none of their fault. If you don't receive your passport before the age of 16 and you get your passport after the age of 16, doesn't matter if you're born to two Bahamian parents. FIBA will only allow one person out of that country born outside of the country to play on that team. And that has been a thorn in the Bahamas side.
Wow.
Yes, and that is something that is not knowledgeable to the Bahamian people. So they say, well, why you can't get all of them on one team? I use two examples. Let's look at Michael Thompson Jr. and Lyndon Rose Jr. You notice we never played both of those guys one time. Right now, Michael Thompson is playing, Lyndon Rose Jr. is not playing, but he's now coaching. It's because both of them born outside the country, but it's not been able to play.
And when you say Michael Thompson Jr., you mean Clay's older brother, Michael Thompson Jr., correct?
He's on the team now.
And he played in Europe, or still recently playing in Europe, right?
Well, he stopped playing professional ball, but he's still up to that skill
standard
level
that he could play for the national team.
And so let's look at Eric Gordon and Clay. Eric Gordon has shown an interest at one point in time. Clay has his flag pride. He shows he's from his Bahamian. But yet again, if the United States was to release either one of them, we can't get two of them on the floor at the same time.
Because of the rule, only one
can play.
Foreign-born player.
Yeah. Wow. And they're not foreign-born players. They're Bahamian players just born outside the country.
But man, can you imagine the backcourt of Buddy and Gordon and Clay? My
exactly.
God.
Then you put Kai and
I have a question. when it comes to that, Minister, if Clay has already played for United States, is he allowed to play for us even though they release him? I thought once he played for them, he only can play for them for the rest of his career.
No,
I
that
thought so.
that was the rule. But if they will never release Clay. Let me put it that way. Then they're not going to
That's
put
the
themselves
law.
in position to be put at a disadvantage. But him and Eric Gordon, if they are released, has the opportunity to play for the Bahamas.
Okay.
But I could tell you this: in 1996, I was the head coach of the junior team, and we gone after Eric Gordon, and we couldn't get Eric Gordon to play. And Eric Gordon, father thought he would have made the United States team, which fair enough because he was that good. But they cut him,
Yeah.
and I saved a spot for him, and I went back at Eric. And had we gotten Eric to play under the age of 16 at that time,
You would have had him.
he'd have been locked in and been able to play for the Bahamas straight through. And then we would have never had to worry about whether him and Buddy could have been playing with each other right now.
Yep.
And so that's the reason why we can't get all of them on the floor one time at some time. But definitely Kai, Buddy, and DeAndre can be on the floor all at one time. We can
Well,
get
that's something you can work with. And then if you add, like you say, some of the other, sons of the soil that are playing in Europe and South America, you got a team that could compete.
Definitely. But the only problem right now is why the three of them, we went after all three of them to play in this window at home. Kai has commitment to Summer League. Again, he has to try to get back from the G League. And then,
But I think he's on the verge this year with Charlotte. He
Kai's
has
on
to.
the
I mean, he was a
verge.
beast in the G League, and I think it was good. You're not going to see minutes in Charlotte. Go to the G League, work
exactly.
on your game, night in and night out, and he did that. Defensively and offensively, I think he's going to be. He's waiting. I think he's waiting to pop in to stardom this go around in Charlotte.
Well, that's what the summer program is all about for him. So we understand the importance of his career. Understanding we want him to play for the
I
national
think him and
country, but his
LaMelo
career is
Ball
important.
will be a good duo in Charlotte, and I understand where you guys are coming from because better he's entertaining playing for us than anybody else. So if you got to work with his schedule, work with his schedule.
Exactly.
We got a phone call. Let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Yes, it's Gardner, man. What's going on?
Good afternoon. What's happening, Gardner?
I'm all right. Me and a few people, we had a issue with a discussion about Jonquel Jones and how she represented this European team. And now you guys talking about professional ball players, our top world-class professional ball players representing the Bahamas male team, right? And my question is, how realistic, are they, are they really willing to take make the sacrifice and the chance of injury, and what kind of security do they have in the event that they are injured, and playing in an amateur game in the top of amateur games. That's my question. Especially those people like Andre, Aiden, who hasn't signed this, the contract. Who has a big contract pending. And what are their teams, policies on them taking such a chance, and what does the Bahamas government, have to offer them in terms of insurance in the event that they're injured?
Well, let me answer that question. Again, the Bahamian people are not knowledgeable about the insurance impact that are on all of these players. Every player, no matter where they're from in the world, including the United States, NBA player or not, FIBA has an insurance contract that covers 100% of a player contract up to 2 weeks prior to a tournament at this magnitude and up to 6 months after. So if that player gets injured any time in between that window, FIBA, they are insured for 100% of their contract. That means their club or NBA team does not even have to pay them if they are sitting out, that the insurance will cover that. And so our NBA players and professional players are quite aware of this insurance. They're not being insured by any local insurance company for $5,000 or, and $10,000 in case of injury. They are insured the entire full 100% of their contract.
I got a texter right here. Naughty, good afternoon. Great show as always. Good afternoon to the minister and to Purdy. Once again, oh Lord, hold on a second. I lost this text. Oh, boy. Mr. Producer, you got to help me fix this. Oh, gosh.
You really terrible when it comes to phones, Naughty. My goodness, man.
Hey, listen.
Thing is press check.
Okay, hold on. I got it. Common say. I got it. You said blue. Obviously, you know it's blue, like Dodger blue, right? That's the only reason why you know. You got it. I appreciate the minister's insight onto the politics and the protocols of FIBA. It has enlightened me now to the situation surrounding our national team. Yeah. So, I appreciate the clarity as well because, like you say, some of that information is not privy to everybody, right, Pearly?
Yeah, and we speculate too much about it. So I'm glad to hear that.
I'm glad to know that.
On how I look at it as well.
Because now I can no longer sit there and say, well, why couldn't we have Buddy and Cletus? Well, now I know you could only have one foreign player at a time, and if who's available is available, and we can get.
But it's a disadvantage to us because you can any player born in the United States could represent any state of the United States. Let's, for example, let's look at Puerto Rico and U.S. Virgin Island. If my son born in the United States, he can have, if he born to a Puerto Rican mother, he can go play for Puerto Rico easily. He doesn't need to, he doesn't need to be in a situation like we in the Bahamas where only one can play. Once they're born in the States and they are a state of the United States, they can pick up players from anywhere.
From Guam as well, yeah.
And that is why, again, in the competition level, people say, oh, how could we compete with those states of the United States like Puerto Rico and U.S. Virgin? Mind you, we compete with them and we beat them. But at the same time, if they will open the door for us and allow all of those players that are Bahamian descent, that born outside of the country, that has a Bahamian father and mother, or just one of each, trust me, the only teams in this region will be of a test of the Bahamas will be Canada and the United States.
And that's why they ain't gonna do it, because they can't stay like glory.
Yeah, you can imagine, you could take Eric Gordon, Klay Thompson, Buddy Hield, DeAndre Ayton, Kai Jones. You could put all of them on the floor, and then you talk about some of our top European players, and compete. We will be able to compete with the United States, definitely.
I think so too, and it would be nice to see, like you said, that five with some of our top European and one or two collegiate athletes in there, and that makes up your bench, and you have something solid to go with. And here's something that I spoke out on the other day. Now I can see how you take this one. And why don't we make Coach Yo the head coach? Pull a page out of Becky Hammond's book and let Coach Yo be the head coach. I mean, her pedigree and her achievements over the last couple of years is not nothing to be, taken lightly. She's done a great job with that Ole Miss program, turned it right around completely.
Yeah, well, we have begun the first step. The Federation has begun the first step, and by making her the first assistant now under head coach Chris DeMarco from the Golden State Warriors. This is your first time coaching males.
Right.
Any type of male, whether it's young boys.
Even though Moon is a daddy, we understand.
And so she take the initiative to, and I think that will happen in the future. I
think it'll be a good look because she has a great basketball mind, and she reminds me a lot of Becky Hammond in the sense that she comes from a coaching family. She's got a strong coaching pedigree, and she knows the game.
Yeah, she can handle it. But, it's the step now to understand what is it to coach men at the professional level. It's a new thing. It's different from college.
Right.
Even these guys, when they're college, they're different from when they become professionals. So this is the first step that we are taking as a country by making her the first female ever to be an assistant coach on a men's national team. And I have no doubts that Yolette at some point will become the head coach of the men's team. No doubt in my mind.
And just remember who called it first, right here on Talking Heads. Hey, Pearly? We was the first one to say.
I give you that one.
I was the first one to say.
I almost willing to bet the ministers the Dodger fan. That's the one who hurt your feelings, Snotty.
When I laugh, I don't know. He might be a Dodger. I gotta find out. No, I got a firm no, not a Dodger. All right, so we're going to take our first break right here on Talking Heads. On the flip side of the break, we're going to talk more sports. We're going to wrap up our conversation on basketball, and then we're going to talk about some of the big ticket items on the calendar for the remainder of the year that we have to look forward to, and some of the other coming events that we're trying to get to return or that we might have for the first time here on our sports calendar, because obviously, heads and beds are around sports tourism. That's if you look globally, it's a great way to prop up your tourism product. It's a great way to enhance it. So we'll have a good conversation and continue this good conversation with the Minister of Youth, Sports, and Culture, Mr. Mario Boleg, right on the flip side of the break, right here on Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM.
With fine style, with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then fine threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, wanna step out and look great, then fine threads is your place. With fine style, with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. Is your place. Is your place.
J.S. Johnson Insurance agents are the best. Reliable service, we've been on the scene, protecting since 1919. J.S. Johnson Insurance has stood the test. You'll always cover me. J.S. Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
The King wants you to take a walk on the tangy side with the all-new Zesty Whopper collection at Burger King Nassau. Enjoy the classic Zesty Whopper with 2 types of cheese, zesty sauce, and crispy onions stacked on 100% flame-grilled beef. Or go zesty on our plant-based Whopper and crispy chicken. All 3 are saucy, crunchy, and full of flavor, and only available at Burger King Nassau. Visit any of our 7 locations and enjoy a Zesty Whopper as a combo or as part of the King's Feast at Burger King Nassau, where taste is king.
When faced with an illness like cancer, we band together, and we at Cleveland Clinic in Florida have your back. From advanced cancer treatments to extra safety measures at all of our locations, we're with you on this journey. For every infusion and follow-up, for every step of the way, for every care in the world. Cleveland Clinic in Florida. Get the care you need when and where you need it. To learn more or connect with a local representative, visit clevelandclinic.org/Caribbean.
Hey, Dumps, the boys them going on a bad trip, dog. Partying and hanging on the family island.
You lie!
I telling you, Dumps. Hey, but since only enough money for one plane ticket, one of us got to fit in that bag.
That look is fit inside the bag then, T.
Well, I was thinking with the perpendicularity of the bag and the spatial structure of your body, you could have just hopped in it right quick.
But T.
I know, Dubs, it kind of small, but I can slap one handle with care sticker on the bag.
No, T, I trying to tell you, the promotion says 2 fly free. That means 2 people could go.
2?
2.
I saw it. I can take this gal, man.
Grab your friends and head to the Family Islands. With the 2 Fly Free campaign, there's no better time than now. Go to BahamasResidence.com for more information.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
We're back at you, Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. And as we continue our interview with the Minister of Youth, Sports, and Culture, Mr. Mario Boleg, Pearly, you know we got to go now, okay? And I've done my due diligence. Do you know what? You are absolutely right. That was that under-15 girls team first international trip, first exposure of any kind. When they talk, vet behind the ears, milk around the mouth, shoelace tied for the first time, tight. That you were spot on. I had a couple of people reach out to me privately, 1 or 2 in particular who I know personally from the coaching circuit, and I totally get it. I totally understand what it's the first soiree, Pearly.
And I figured as much because I honestly believe that we have very good coaching, particularly in junior athletes in this country. So when I see them lose at that level, I knew it had to be a bunch of young first-time travelers, and they're going for the experience, get their feet wet. I expect something different next year or the next tournament. I expect them to not even win, but I expect them to show more competition. So, like I say, I'm happy that they made it there. I'm happy that they got this exposure. But I honestly believe in the coaching of this country. Honestly believe in that.
Now, Minister Boleg, we're obviously referring to the under-15 girls team that made the trip to Puerto Rico and the Central Basket Tournament. Some of the scores coming back, people, 101 to 20, 119 to 19. And I get two of those programs. The Mexican program, they have a strong female basketball program from that time. They've been competitive. They may not have medaled a lot, but they've always been in medal rounds. They've always played America well, Canada well. And then, of course, you look at the Puerto Rican team. They have a lot of talent. But I noticed in doing my research, we have several girls that didn't make the trip due to injury or due to visa situations. We got one that ended up in IMG, in the IMG Academy.
Let me put this to you this way.
So we have talent. We
have talent.
They just gotta they gotta get their feet wet.
But it's not only so much of feet wet. You have to take in consideration the COVID pandemic also made an impact on us because these girls played no basketball in 2 years. And you talking about going up against Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Mexico, along with the Bahamas, is normally the top 4 teams in the Caribbean.
Correct. And
Puerto Rico and Dominican and Mexico were playing ball. So it is be taking these under 15 girls for their first time. And then there's, so you talking about they are getting their feet wet. And they were not ready. They didn't have any pre-tournament that would even prepare them for competition to develop this chemistry. And then on top of that, you had some persons that encouraged some players who would have probably started on that team not to go play for the team because one or two individuals wanted to coach the team. And the federation,
oh, my God.
And so the federation didn't allow them to coach. I could say that for facts because the message came to me as the minister and as the former president of the federation on what would have happened. And I was going to make an attempt to call one or two parents and say, listen, you should send your kids out. But at the end of the day, one of the parents decided not to send their kids because the coach, the Bahamian coach is coaching in the States, decided to say, well, if you send them, I ain't giving them the scholarship. See, that is just petty.
And see, that's more of the politics that rears its ugly head in
Yes.
youth sports in this country across the board in one way, shape, or form, and it's really hampering our growth and hampering our progression.
Definitely much so. And again, we are
Yeah,
selfish and,
that's
and arrogant about the fact that we believe that it's my time or your time. Everything is in God's time. And if you wait for your time, you will get your time. But I always tell coaches, if you support the program, your time will come. I know many coaches who coached junior national teams and senior national teams in the past. When they first started, they felt that they were better than the persons who were coaching, so they didn't let their players come. It was nothing to who was better. Because, again, coaching at the international level is completely different from coaching locally at home.
Yes.
You have to be able to manage talent,
And egos, and personalities.
Exactly. So you become a manager, a coach, a mentor all at once.
And psychology.
Exactly. So if you just thinking, I can just, because I coach my high school team and we win all the championships, I should be the coach, that's a whole different ballgame.
Right.
Understand me? I always look at someone who can take a team that is not supposed to be there and you can see their success and you struggling. If you
Then
got
you
more
make
talent
chicken
than me,
salad out of chicken crap.
Exactly.
That's what
Then
I call it.
That's the guy who knows what he's doing. So imagine when you give him the talent.
And then sometimes too, you gotta let a younger coach who's cutting his teeth and doing well with his program have an opportunity to step up and see if he could, take on a bigger responsibility.
Definitely, and that's how you start trickling them in as assistant coaches and eventually to become head coaches.
Because if you look at the NBA today, Minister Boleg, let's be real, how many 30-something and 40-something coaches do you see either with the full reins or as top assistants and tapping on the shoulder ready to take over?
Very much. It's a good much of them. I look at the coach at the Boston Celtics right now. I'd say
Emi Udoka, he's done a great job.
Yeah, one or two adjustments with that team. I can see them having a chance to get right back there.
You know what I think of him? I think he was one of Popovich's obviously brightest disciples because he's got the job, but he also has that Popovich kind of demeanor. He's not shaking. He knows his rotation. He's going to call his players.
And he say what he have to say, and he doesn't care who the player is. And I believe that when you are coaching, you can always demand a respect from your player, no matter whether he's your best player or not. But from all of your players, the only way you become a championship team is when you have that respect from all of your players. If you have players that doesn't listen to you, especially your star players, you'll never become a champion.
Yeah, if they don't buy into what you're selling or what your game plan or what you want to do.
And he holds them responsible.
From the
He
inception.
holds them responsible for all of their actions. And so You know, I watched him the other night, and I saw him get upset at Tatum, and he sit him down. I said, that's what you call real coaching.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't playing with, just sit down. We ain't got time for that. We going to try it another month.
And guess what? That's, when I see stuff like that, that's what I love, because that's the kind of basketball I grew up in. That's the kind of coaches I had. I mean, when they were in your ear, rowing you, sitting you down for not making a play and chewing you out, that's when they cared about you. When they stopped talking to you or rowing you out, that's when they finished with you.
Oh, you hit the nail on the head. I always tell players when I coach, I said, if I don't say nothing much to you.
Well, I coach baseball. I tell you, as long as
You're
I
in trouble.
beating up my gum and telling you to do this and hustle and this and that, you good. When I don't say nothing, guess what? No, yeah.
You might as well back your bags, because that means I'm done with you.
But where do you see basketball going? I mean, globally, the game has changed so much now compared to how when you played and I played, and it's evolved so much. And I look at the athleticism that's required, and I'm thinking, okay, this playing into the Bahamas wheelhouse, because our guards are quicker, and even though they're smaller, they jump a little higher. And I look at kids just walking around, just growing, like with wingspans a mile long. We got a lot of talent that I think, and athleticism that I think now puts us in a position to do even better than we've done so far.
You know, it starts from, like we talked earlier, the mini, the primary school, junior school, high school. The problem we have here is that it takes all stakeholders involved with basketball for us to change our style of play. Even when we played against United States, when I coached in the America's Cup, they even switched the zone. That's how quick Bahamian basketball players with the ball. But some of our major problems, we can defend and we're very quick, but we cannot shoot the ball that well. But why we can't shoot the ball that well, Naughty? Because in high school, if I give you the basketball and you put your head down and you go straight to the basket and the referee keep calling foul on one and you scoring 30 points again.
And don't let you score when dunker too, and the girls go crazy on the sideline, that's over.
You're the best basketball player in high school. But if we put a zone on you and we tell you shoot the ball, you are 2 for 20, but still you have about 10 layups and you have 20 points. And then we as coaches in high school then look at you as one of the better players when we should look at you and say, listen, my brother, you can't get to the next level playing basketball. You got to learn to shoot the basketball. And if we can improve our ability to shoot, if Bahamians can shoot, trust me, the world championships in Olympics would have been nothing for us.
I mean, listen, I got a couple of lies because I could shoot. Trust me when I tell you, we need to develop the fact that, and I notice it when I go to parks and I watch youth basketball, you have a lot of great athletes. And you'll have, like you say, one or two, probably a guard that could go from coast to coast with the speed game and get them finger rolls and them layups, like you say. And then the one big man who's just taking everything to the hole and dominating. But really, do you see somebody that's going to come out there and give you 15 or 20 from the floor, meaning mid-range jumpers and 3-ball?
10, 15 foot beyond.
And when I think about it, we've had some legendary shooters in our time, but who's the young kid now that's coming up with the reputation for being the shooter? Nobody.
We shoot better, I think, in the 70s and the 80s than we did today.
Yep.
Much, much better. And you talk about the players back then, I mean, take it to shoot the basketball, because they stuck to the basic fundamentals of the game.
But they used to work, too. When they went to play ball on the courts, they went with a purpose to work. I'm going to work on my left today. I'm going to work on my right. I'm going to work on all I shooting is jumpers today because I'm working on jumpers. So don't ask me to go back to the bucket. We know I can do that. I got to work on this.
Right.
And, people used to give back to the game of basketball, too. I remember a lot of times I'd come home, and Earl the Pearl is an old Prairie guy himself, but from the late Charles Moss Sr. to Father Marcion Peters, to Father Boy, to Stoney, to John Blocks, to Peter Brown, every one of them had influence on me coming up playing ball. And when I came home in the summer, hey, you need to work on your left. Hey, you need to do this. If the jumper good, you need to work on finishing some layups. Now, don't be scared. Go in there. We can chop you up. Learn how to finish. And it was motivational.
I think one of the concerns, Naughty, is if you really talk to people who talk about basketball in this country, they talk about the NBA players. You and I talk about the NCAA players a lot more. So we watching these NBA players, they don't understand that these NBA players have gone to Pony League, Little League, gone to all these leagues and learned the fundamentals. Most of them had at least one and done in college, were high school stars, had good coaching, did all this. And then they get into the NBA, start showboating and start doing those things. But we want to get to the showboating before we learn the fundamentals. And that comes to exposure because we're very influenced people by watching TV and watching what we see on TV.
You couldn't have said it any better. I mean, you go to the basketball court after a full gambit of NBA games on Sunday. Don't expect to get no serious games in. Dudes working on what they saw on TV. But what we're going to do is take a break, our second break, and on the flip side of the break, we'll wrap things up, man. But we do appreciate having the Minister of Youth, Sports, and Culture, Mr. Mario Boleg, with us. It's been a great interview, candid interview, and very, enlightening in many areas. And we'll be back to wrap things up because obviously we got to know what's coming up on the remainder of the sports calendar for the remainder of the year. And I'll let Earl the Pearl fire off one or two before we get out of here. And the minister is a Marlins fan, so you know that, Earl the Pearl. He's a fan of Jazz and the Marlins.
Just give him some good news that Jazz actually made the finals. So now, starting on the 5th of July to the 8th, they vote for the starting. So he's basically on the All-Star team.
Now they got to decide if he starts or not. Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah. And I tell you one thing, if Joshua Chisholm Jr. makes that starting job at the All-Star, the hair needs to be dyed turquoise, gold, and black. Cool. Let's go to the break, Mr. Producer. We'll wrap things up on Talking Edge right after this.
Let Dunkin' put the good back into morning with our delicious breakfast sandwiches. Enjoy a fluffy egg topped with American cheese and bacon, ham, or savory sausage on your choice of a flaky croissant, a warm bagel, or a toasted English muffin. Choose your favorite and have breakfast just the way you like it. Make it a combo with golden hash browns and a freshly brewed coffee. And get rising and shining with Dunkin' breakfast sandwiches today. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. Whatever the occasion, John's is confident you will find what you're looking for among our always growing collection of amazing and trendy styles. We cover women, men, children, the whole family. Together with John's great prices and helpful and friendly customer service, your experience in shopping with us will be time well spent. Too busy to come in store? Shop with us online. www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on in today at John's, where we put fashion at your feet.
When I had got prostate cancer, my family didn't know if I was going to live. At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, within days, I got an appointment. They presented me with treatment options, and we set up a robotic prostatectomy. When my scans came back, there are no signs of cancer. They don't see you as a number, they see you as a part of the family. I'm going on with my life. It's a real gift.
Call us at Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
Hello? Keisha, you something else, boy. Who this is? Tamika? You don't even remember my name? Wow, Dread. Girl, I've been so busy. You still planning your trip? Girl, and I can't wait. I right here online booking my car. You dare planning trip? You vaccinated? Girl, we had to. We ain't been nowhere since this pandemic started. Girl, and we got a 14-day vacation. Best vacation ever. Girl, are you though? Well, I know you was gonna get the vaccine because you too like travel. When y'all get your vaccine? Girl, long time. Because you gotta get your first dose, wait, then get your second dose at least 2 weeks before you travel. Johnny get his vaccine and he 12. Even Grammy get hers. Child, and Grammy say she ain't get no money. But I see her hiding that under the mattress. Child, let me send my list, because I know you going shopping. Keisha, don't play with me.
Vaccinate today, live tomorrow. A message by PAHO WHO, Canada, and USAID.
Need to satisfy your late-night munchies? KFC drive-thrus are open and frying until midnight every night of the week. Whether you're craving juicy KFC chicken, fries, and biscuit, or one of our signature KFC sandwiches, we've got you covered with 100% KFC flavor. Catch some late-night vibes and take a ride to your neighborhood KFC for after-dark satisfaction. Last call to get fueled by KFC fried chicken is midnight. Late-night cravings at KFC Nassau. It's finger-licking good.
Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. 5:55 p.m. is the time. We're getting ready to wrap things up. Minister Boleg, again, we appreciate you. On behalf of myself and Earl the Pearl, the Bahamian, Kornheiser and Milborn, we appreciate you being here. And a couple of events, just enlighten us. I know we got Battle for Atlantis coming up, Bad Boy Moore's Battle for Atlantis, men and women's division. Mm-hmm. We also have the Bahama Bowl, signed a 5-year contract now to continue broadcasting the Bahama Bowl.
Yeah,
so
ESPN.
I think ESPN.
Yeah.
And I know they have the basketball tournament as well at the Bahama. Forgive me, I've been with Battle for Atlantis from the inception, so I'm spoiled. Don't get and they can't pry me from there. But I'm happy to know Bahama has one that had a men and women's bracket as well last year.
Yeah, this year they will have 20 teams.
There you go. So it's growing.
Yeah, and then also let's not forget the Junkanoo Jam and Bimini.
Correct.
Where we're going to have 8 men teams and 6 women teams down there also in November. And then the plan is to have a high school Thanksgiving tournament in Grand Bahama with some American teams. So the plan is to make the Bahamas the basketball capital during Thanksgiving week.
That Thanksgiving week is big, Minister Boleg, because in the States, Thanksgiving tournaments are galore across America. I mean, that's the big thing. They bring high school basketball out to these Thanksgiving tournaments, and they have an idea of who's going to be the in-state teams to beat.
We have anticipated we will have about a little over 40 teams in the country doing the NCAA teams.
Correct. Wow.
During Thanksgiving weekend. This weekend.
And that's NCAA teams, all right? Yeah. That's major United States collegiate programs.
Yes. And, as the year continues, we also we have Babe Ruth is going to be starting the 7th of July. We're going to
Great day.
Yes, yes.
Day.
Yeah, man. Good for youth baseball.
So it's going to be, you're going to have, we have teams, 36 countries supposed to be represented. So the Babe Ruth is going to be big. And then after that, August, we're going to go to Grand Bahama for the NACAC Champions, which is the North American, Central American, Caribbean. So we're going to have athletes already from the United States already been, I understand, was on the ground in Grand Bahama checking out the hotels. So you talking about we're going to have athletes from Jamaica, the Bahamas, Canada, United States. So, we're going to take it to Grand Bahama to give them that economic boost. So shortly after that, then we'll move straight into, in August, you still have the Summer Thunder where you have some teams coming down. And also in August, Kentucky is making a tour at Bahama. Play 4 games.
I heard that.
And Kentucky's going to be playing again Mexico, Puerto Rico, Dominican, and the Bahamas. And so
Right.
they're going to be playing all of those 4 countries and national teams. So they're going to be some very good games that we're going to invite persons down to Bahama and come and watch those games. And then, of course, November, we'll then move right into the 4 major tournaments that will take care of Thanksgiving for us. And in December, we have the top 4 teams in the United States and high schools will be here playing against the Grand Bahama All-Star and the New Providence All-Star in high school. And LeBron James should be in town because him and Dwayne Wade's sons will be playing.
Hold on. Ben, let me get my conch shell together and my monkey tamarind.
We almost made a whole show without mentioning
Man, Minister, listen here. Minister, you listen, I go on record right now. I don't care who you're mad. You bring LeBron here and you let me get some monkey tamarind near him, but I would campaign for you next election. Cool. I would throw the yellow shirt on. Cool.
You put that on him.
I almost ready to say that too.
Man, look here, you straighten God Ness again. I got you. You just let me in the room with him for 5 minutes and monkey tamarind. That's all I need.
It ain't long now. It's a few months.
So, and then what I love about December, and Earl and I always talk about it. You have what I call the Great December in sports here. You have Battle for Atlantis at Thanksgiving, right? And you go into December. Then you got Bahama Bowl and Don't Blink.
Yeah.
You can't beat that.
No.
And that Don't Blink is taking off, man.
Yeah.
Those young major leaguers, they love the 2-4-2.
You got to help me back there. I played in the
Yes, you did a great job. You and I must say, Greg Burris Sr. and Minister Boleg represented very well for our celebrity portion and contingent in the softball game. I was covering it on the mic, so I couldn't play. Other people, not so much, Purdy. I ain't gonna call their name for fear of embarrassing them. But I hear the music coming, so we got to get out of here, man. But Minister Boleg, I want to thank you again. Thank you so much.
We gotta have the minister back again soon, though.
But I was just gonna say, when can we have you back?
Anytime.
I can call the homeboy favor on that one, all right? Yeah. But I really appreciate you, man.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Minister Boleg, and take that hat off, my friend Mario Boleg. Thank you very much. Yes, I appreciate it, my brother. Keep up the good work. And Earl, he's a Marlin, so he laughs at the Dodgers when they lose like us too.
That's all right. That's all right. He's a sports fan, and that's what matters.
There you go. For everybody who chimed in, man, great stuff today. Good stuff from the 4 o'clock hour and this hour from my super producer, Chris, over there, for Earl of Pearl and the minister. Thank you very much for chiming in. We'll see you all tomorrow. Be safe. Enjoy.